and welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Charmaine. I'm gonna start laughing, you guys. I'm so sorry. I actually just read my first negative comment, I guess. And it's kind of funny because the person's like, you gotta love it when you see a booktuber who is practically illiterate. And I was like, oh my gosh, you called me a booktuber. Thank you so much. And yes, I am practically illiterate. I can't read out loud at all. Thank you for the compliment. I'm so pumped. I'm a booktuber, you guys. Anyways, it is What's Up Wednesday. Woo-hoo! So let's get into it. Okay, so first off, we finally have a bingo on this one. I will tell you guys, we have been playing this game since June 5th. I think Pat told me that. It might have been Myrna. But somebody was like, this game has been going since June 5th. That's 2 months. Honestly, that's 2 months. It's August 1st when we're doing this first round. So wow. It wasn't just me who felt like that was a long round. So congratulations to the winner, Penny. I'm very, very excited that you won. Please send me your address and I will get you a package out probably next year at the rate I'm going with the mail. But that's not shocking to anybody. Okay, so if you don't know what What's Up Wednesday is, it is just a collab that I started. Anybody can join it. I play bingo on mine, so I'm gonna let you know right now that this machine is kind of loud, so when I spin it, it is gonna be kind of noisy, so just be prepared for that, okay? And in this one, I'm gonna be doing a little July kind of recap on the month, that kind of thing. July was not my favorite month. The first week of July, I had the week off. I was on holidays. I filmed a whole bunch of Summerween videos. I had a great time with that. One of my friend's daughters passed away, so that was bad for the beginning of the month. And then I went back to work and my boss went on holidays and there was a couple of personal things at work and we ended up being short 7 people. So I ended up working 11 days in a row. I'm exhausted. It's my shot weekend. I took my shot and I napped for 4 hours the first nap, and then I went to bed 2 hours later and I slept for 13 hours. So I am super, super tired, but I have been filming for a little bit now, so that always gets my energy up. So I am feeling pretty good about that. So we're going to start with a ball. I have a couple of vlogs for you guys, and I'm also going to talk about all of the books that I read for the month of July, because as of right now, while I'm filming this, I have read 10 books this month. It is July 28th when I'm filming this, so I have a couple of days left, and I think I'm going to finish the 2 that I have left. So at the end of this month, I think I'll have read 10 books this month, which is super good for me, because if you guys know, if you've been watching, I've been reading 2 books, 3 books, 4 books, kind of low. January I read 12, and then every month after that was 4 to 6, kind of in there, kind of. So July, Summerween helped me a ton, so I'm excited for that. So we're going to start with the ball first. Again, it's kind of loud, just so you guys know, okay? All right. Our first ball of this round is G56. G56. So yeah, we're going to start with that. So I have a couple of vlogs for you guys, so I'm going to pop a little vlog in here now. So I'm actually reading The Threads That Bind by, I think it's Kika Hadzopoulou. It's H-A-T-Z-O-P-O-U-L-O-U. So I think that's how you say it. That's her name right there. This is actually, it's a Greek mythology retelling about the fates. So there's 3 fates. They deal with the threads of your life. So there's the first fate who starts your life, starts your threads. Then there's the second fate who makes them longer or shorter, your feelings, how long you're gonna be with somebody, how long you're not gonna be, how long you're gonna be at a job, what your emotions are going to be, that kind of thing. And then there's the last fate, and that's Io, and she's the thread cutter. So like she'll cut your love, she'll cut your life, actually. So it's pretty good so far. I love Greek mythologies. This is actually a fancy copy. This is from, I think it's Owl Crate. Does it say in here? It doesn't say. I thought it was Owl Crate. Yeah, Owl Crate. So this one has like fancy beginning pages, like see it? They're like that holographic rainbow kind of thing. And it actually has like a see-through dust jacket that goes on it, but I'm not using that right now. And I ended up getting the second one, which is called, this is the Threads That Bind, and I think that's Hearts That Cut. So I'm excited to read this because I love Greek mythology, and I was waiting to get the second one before I actually started this one because, you know, bad memory and I like to have them at the same time, so that's the way to do it. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys like what I was reading and what I'm doing today. This was actually a super rough week for me. I didn't have like a good week at all, so I'm just really taking today to chill. I actually finished another book already today, and then I decided to start this one, so that's kind of where it's at today. But yeah, I just wanted to say hi. Ja, shrimpfolk. Ja, shrimpfolk. So one of my major goals for this summer was for us to be able to see goslings, like little baby geese, not Ryan Gosling as I often joke about. And we actually found like an entire family here. We went to a new park that's kind of like close to our house, and honestly it was a gorgeous park. It has like really nice water. Apparently you can canoe in it and all of this stuff. I saw a couple of puppies, you guys, it was amazing. But we got to see all of these little geese here, and they were so close to us. Like, I'm not joking, we were walking like within probably 6 feet of them. It's really, really close because, I mean, also they're kind of terrifying. They will chase you. They have no problem in trying to kill you. We literally call them murder chickens here. So yeah, but there was like, you can see that one's a kind of tiny fluffy one. And then there's like some bigger ones, like, but they're not adults, all of them. They're learning how to fly. Like, they're doing these flying V formations that we've been watching. I was so excited to see them all. It was so cool, and it was one of my summer goals. So I'm really excited that we got to see them. We are definitely going to be watching this park next year to see, because I want to see like the tiny little baby fluffy chickens when they're like teeny tiny. These ones are still kind of fluffy, but there's more adults in there, you know? I'm so excited that we kind of got to see them. It was a wonderful day. I had a great, great time. Yeah, so that was super fun. I'm very excited about actually getting to see the geese. That was like my whole entire goal for the summer. So I was wicked excited when we got to see them. I was surprised how close we were able to get. That was super, super neat. So I read 10 books this month. That's what I'm going to tell you guys. I wrote them all down. I'm going to let you guys know what I thought about them. I have 2 here that are physical. I did get a library card. I have a video on that. Oh wait, we'll do a book first. A book. We'll do a ball first was what I meant. And by the way, it's loud and I already spun it. So it's 063. 063. Let me know if you guys are excited for the restart. Your girl is, I'll tell you that. Okay, I have a video on that. This has become one of my favorite breakfasts. It's like a veggie scramble with 2 eggs on top, and then I put a little bit of tomatoes, cucumbers, feta, and this is what it looks like after when I'm pretty full. It's actually super filling and really healthy. I made these cold rolls from scratch with some shrimp, spinach, noodles, and I made the peanut sauce as well. So one of the things that we did this month was boyfriend and I actually went to this building here and we got me a library card. I didn't even know that this was a library. Like, we go past this all the time. It's near my house. It's on the way home kind of thing from like another part of the city. We drive by it. I honestly thought it was a school. But we did end up going there. I got a library card. There's actually a pool in there. I think we're talking about maybe getting like a pool, I don't know, membership where we can go and take like swimming classes and stuff. So I have some footage here of inside the library, and then I picked up some books so you guys can see what that's like. We have gone a total of 5 times this month, and I think we got the library card like July 14th, like the middle of the month kind of thing. So I have really been enjoying the library. But like I say, it's like, I think it's like a 5-minute drive from our house. Like, it's so close. So I've gone there. I've read so many books this month.
it started with Summerween. I ended up doing 4 vlogs for that, but then I actually ended up reading like way over my goal. I read some audiobooks because with my library card, I can use the Libby app. So I ended up doing that. I ended up getting like, I think 4 or 5 books from the library that I ended up reading and taking back and getting new ones already. This one right here is by Jessie Q. Centano. She wrote Dial A for Aunties. This is actually her brand new book. I got it the day that it came out, but I didn't read it fast enough. So I took it back because there was a couple of people who have it like on request, and I knew that I wasn't going to read it that fast because I have a couple of other ones that I'm reading first. So I took this one back because I don't want to hold it out on like anybody else when they're trying to read it as well. But yeah, I had such a good time at the library. We went so many times. It's so much fun. I'm looking forward to it all year long, and it's actually like really curbed down my spending habits. Like I'm not going to buy it because this is a book that I was going to buy, and then I just went and bought it from the library instead. Plus they brought in a book from like out of province, like it's in the province, but it's like out of our city for me that I just picked up yesterday. Like the library is insane. I am so happy that we went there. I am having such a good time with it. Taco night. They were so good.
So because we went to the library, I ended up borrowing a whole bunch of different books, which I also think ended up helping me read a little bit more this month because I have a timeline on those books. Like they're only allowed to be out for 3 weeks and then you got to take them back. Some of them you can renew, but some of them you can't. So like I got to be more on top of it. So I'm going to start with the list of the books that I read here and then we'll spin some books in between. The first one that I have here is The Fear Street True Evil. This is the Haunting books. There's like 3 books in here. There's the first evil, the second evil, and the third evil. This I read for Summerween, but I only read the first evil. So I only read the very first one. It goes to this first bookmark here. But still very exciting. I was living my being in high school 97 nostalgia by reading that. I had such a good time with it. I actually gave it 4 stars. And it inspired me to read 2 other Fear Street books. One of them I haven't finished yet. But the other one that I did finish was called Gimme a Kill. And it's a Fear Street reboot book. So he ended up doing the books where they're now set in like more this era. So the people have cell phones and stuff like that. And that's about a cheerleader moving from her hometown to the Fear Street town. And then she becomes a cheerleader and it's her story about that stuff. And that one I gave a 5 stars. I thought it was so good. Honestly, the cheerleader books from Fear Street are insanely good. And these cheerleaders are a little bit scary. Like, I know they're horror books, but like, wow, they're pretty intense. So I really enjoyed both of those. The Fear Street First Evil is the 2 sisters move to the town, and it's the story of how the 2 sisters end up joining the cheerleading squad, and then something happens and one of them takes over, and then there's a death. I don't know how much to tell you guys in reviews. Like, I always end up giving away way too much, which is probably why I'm not a booktuber, but cool. Still a good compliment, like whatever. So, and then in Gimme a Kill, it's this like the same thing. Like the cheerleader moves into town, she goes and she joins the squad, and then she finds out that somebody is like terrorizing the squad, and she ends up helping to save the squad. So that's a pretty good one. It's a reboot one. Like I said, they had cell phones in it. It was really neat. And then another book that I read was Mr. Mercedes by Stephen King. That was technically my second book of the month. We read that for the online book club here, the Page Turners Book Club. If you guys missed that review, I do have it. It just happened. Like, you're watching this on the 1st. The review just happened on the Monday. So, I don't know, the 29th. I did end up giving that book 4 stars. About 40 chapters in, I wasn't really into it because of some of the language and everything like that. But once I got past that, I did think it was like a pretty good book, and I think I'm going to end up reading the second one because I really enjoyed it. Then I read The Halloween Party by Agatha Christie. I'll put them up in the picture here so you guys can see them because I don't have like physical copies of all of these. But The Halloween Party by Agatha Christie. So I'm trying to read one Agatha Christie book a month, and I'm in the Hercule Poirot like era. That's the series that I'm reading kind of out of her books. And this one was my least favorite. I gave it a 3 stars, but honestly, thinking about it, I probably should have given it a 2 stars because it just wasn't for me. The movie I loved. It's called A Haunting in Venice. Like, if you get a chance to watch that, it's on Disney Plus if you have that. The movie is fantastic. It's so good. I had no clue what was going to happen. It was insanely good. But the book was just not for me. At the beginning of the book, they talk about like a 12-year-old's body, like a girl. And I'm just like, this is getting a little weird. And I mean, they're written a while ago. Like, what did she write these in the 40s, the 50s, something like that? So maybe that's okay back then. But like, now I'm just like, creepy. Okay, I'm going to roll a ball here. So the next number we have is N38. N38. Perfect. We're kind of all over the board this time. That's a good start, you guys. Good start. Okay, the next book I have is The New Girl by Jessie Q. Sutano. This one here. This one I got actually at our anniversary supper. So this is actually a book that I bought myself this July. And I read it in a day. Because I had that weekend off. I read the book. I started it in my vlogs for Submarine. And I'm pretty sure I must have read it in like a day and a half. It was so good. So this is about, what's her name? Leah. And she goes to Draycott Academy. And she's the new girl there. She ends up getting a scholarship to it. And it's like a prestigious like boarding school. It has like the grounds and everything. Like, it's very fancy. It's very kind of old school fancy and stuff like that. She joins the track team. That's like part of the reason why she's there, is to be on the track team. And it kind of explains how she goes from like a hard working track star to accidentally murdering somebody. And then like the course of like how that works and everything. It is so good. It is so good. And then from the library, I borrowed The Obsession. This is the other book that I think I'm going to finish this month, is The Obsession here. So this is actually set at the same school. I hope that Jessie, the author, ends up writing more books about this, but because like they're like standalones, but they're set at that same Draycott Academy. So the one that I'm reading right now technically comes out before this one. But essentially it's like, there's like a drug ring there. There's like a cheating scandal there. It's such a good series. They're so easy to read and so fast. I gave that one 5 stars. Then I read Ghost Girl by Ellie, I think it's Malenkenko. I think that's how you say it. It's a middle grade, I guess it would be like a middle grade horror, middle grade thriller, that kind of thing. So the main character in it is a little bit psychic, and she can kind of, it's not that she can like see ghosts, but she kind of can see spirits, and like she has like a good psychic abilities to bad stuff and like just like weird stuff in the town, that kind of thing. And a new principal comes to the school, and he is not everything that he seems to be. This has ignited my love of middle grade books. I gave this one 5 stars. I read it in like 6 hours. Like, we went to the library and I started reading it, and then the next day I was like, we gotta go to the library so I can see if I can get the other one, because she also has another book that she wrote, but the library doesn't have it, so I'm gonna have to figure out where I can get it from. But it was super, super good. It was funny. It made me cry. It was 5 stars all over the board. Highly recommend it if you're into middle grade kind of thriller, fantasy, paranormal. Paranormal, that's the word. Not horror. Paranormal book. So yeah, it was super, super good. I highly, highly recommend it. Then I actually ended up reading a couple of graphic novels. So the first one that I read was Fallout, the graphic novel, and it's actually about the atomic bomb. When I got it, I thought it was about the video game Fallout, which I like to play. It's not the same thing, and I was about halfway through it when I was like, I don't think that this actually has anything to do with Fallout. In Fallout the game, there's an atomic bomb that happens, and you wake up in like a cryostasis chamber like 200 years later, and then you go and survive in the wasteland. In Fallout the graphic novel, which is actually based on the man who made the atomic bomb, it's about an atomic bomb. So it took me about 10 times longer than it should have to realize that it wasn't about the video game. It was about the actual man's life. And I should have maybe realized that sooner. But in my mind, I was like, this is kind of like real to the point and kind of real life, but okay. It's like a prequel to the video game. It's not. That's not what it was, you guys. So, you know, all right. But I gave it a 4 stars because I ended up reading the whole thing. It was super good. It's super sad because he made the atomic bomb, and that's super sad. And it had nothing to do with the video game Fallout. So, you know, 4 stars. It's great. The other graphic novel that I read was The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood, and Renee Nault, I think, was the artist who like drew the book. I'll put it up here. It was amazing. I read The Handmaid's Tale when I was in high school, and then I read it again in my 20s. And then I saw the movie and I watched the TV show. I mean, like, I really like that show. It is much like reality coming this way for some reason. Starting to anyway, weirdly enough. But it's supposed to be like a dystopian kind of fantasy book that isn't supposed to happen in real life. It's kind of like a warning about what happens when you take away women's rights. And yeah. My face doesn't hide stuff. So yeah. But the graphic novel was super good. Because like the book, of course, has like more details and everything in it like that. But the graphic novel kind of like breaks down those details in photos instead. The drawing on it was really, really good. The whole entire story was in there because like I've read it before. I've read it a couple of times, like I said. But it was so amazing. The details on it. I'll try and see like if I can put a photo of like what the actual graphic novel looked like on the inside. Because they literally made it like the what do you call them? The art, I guess, looks like dystopian. The way that they set it up and everything and like how they have it drawn out. Super cool book. Super highly recommend. Like if you're wanting to read The Handmaid's Tale but you don't want to get into like the entire story of it or that kind of thing, 10 out of 10 would recommend. I gave it 5 stars. I would have given it 6. It was so good. Like I would have given it 10. I just said 10 out of 10. Then I also read, so this was for my online book club, which I do with Not Your Average Book Club YXE, as you guys know, on Instagram. We read Pretty Girls by Karen Slaughter. And I also read the novella that goes with it, which is Blonde Hair, Blue Eyes by Karen Slaughter. So I read this in audiobook, and it was, I don't know if they have trigger warnings in the book before you read it, because like I said, I read it in audiobook. And listening to it was very, very graphic. Your girl loves true crime. Like I watch my true crime girls. I have them like down in my description box. Like I love true crime. Love them. This was like a true crime novel on acid. It was a little bit too explanatory in the, yeah, that's not even a real word. But you know what I mean? In the graphic scenes of grossness. Like you guys, it was a lot. So I'm gonna say, like, I gave it 4 stars. I gave the novella 3 stars. I'm gonna say, if you're going to read it, please check out the trigger warnings in advance. It has to do with like SA. There's a lot of violence, a lot of very, very, very descriptive violence, to the point where I often had to stop the book and read something fun for a little bit. And I'm talking about reading like an R.L. Stine book for fun, because that book was so descriptive and so like really violent. And I like true crime stuff. It was very hard for me to read. It was well written, and the very last chapter was, I will probably say, the best chapter I have read out of the entire year. Not even joking. It was the best. Like, it makes me want to cry. The very last chapter actually made me cry. It was such a good ending to a book. So it's very well written. It's actually a very, very, very well written book. The last chapter is beautiful, and it would make me cry. Like, honestly, I'm so close to crying right now. It's not even funny, but I don't think I could ever read that book again. I would maybe read the last chapter again, like, because it was really good. The last chapter is very, very good, but the book itself was horrifyingly graphic. And it's supposed to be, because like it's a thriller and it's a psychological thriller, and it says like it's pretty intense, I'm just gonna say. But I did give it 4 stars, and then I gave the novella 3 stars. So yeah, those are the 10 books that I read this month. Please let me know what you guys read this month. Did you read any books at all, or did you just like have a chill month? How was your July? Hopefully it was better than mine. Mine was a little bit stressful and not my favorite. I'm gonna roll another ball here. Whoop! Oh no, it's down. Wait, I see it. I'm not even pausing this. I don't even care. So we have N44. N44. So yeah. And then I think I have one little clip video end for you guys, and then I'll be back. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I kind of think I'm going to end up doing like an August vlog wrap up as well. I'm kind of enjoying the vlogs. That's why I was thinking like this is kind of a cool way to do it. Let me know what you guys think.
We had a couple of days of really foggy, smoky weather. There's actually a huge fire in the province beside us in a national park called Jasper. It's actually a town and a park. And as of like right now, when I am talking to you guys, the last time I looked up anything about it, they've actually lost like 50% of their town, and the smoke is coming this way, but it's also been really foggy, so the two combined things together make it look really creepy here. It's a devastating loss for them. I can't even imagine like how terrifying that would be, and how sad it is, because like that's a national park. It's one of the most beautiful places like in our entire country. I'm so sad. I'm so devastated for it. It's really, really, really devastating and terrible. It's very sad. This is the second day of the major fog and smoke and everything like that, and it is so dark and hard to see. Like, this is the field behind my house. You guys know I film all of like my sunrises there and everything like that. You can't see anything. Like, you can't see the tiny little dirt pile there. It's really hard to see. There's some poles behind the truck there. You can't hardly see them at all. Like, it was really intense fog. It was nuts.
So yeah, even though it was pretty stressful for July, I did have a very good start to the month, other than that one loss. And I'm hoping that August is going to be better. It has been super hot here, like you guys saw there. It's been really smoky, which hopefully that fire stops soon. Like, they're working on it. A whole bunch of firefighters from Ottawa have gone out there now. So hopefully they'll end up being able to help it stop. But being that it's a national park, it's a whole bunch of trees and stuff like that. So, and like the town's almost gone. It's devastating. It's devastating. It makes me want to cry. Can't talk about it anymore. Anyways, yeah, I hope you guys are doing good. We're gonna roll one last ball here. I'm like worried it's gonna fly off now. So our last one is B11. B11. Okay, let me know how your month has gone. Have you guys had a good month? Are you looking forward to August as well? What's new with you? What's happening? What's going down? All of that good stuff. I had to move that out of the way before another ball comes flying at me. I heard it. And that's it. Please like this video and check out my description box for the content creators. I will have Becca's and the books listed down there so that you guys can check her out. Did I even talk about that? I think I did, but I'm not sure. Okay, I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you guys so much for spending a couple of minutes of your day with me today. I really, really appreciate that, and I really, really appreciate you, and I'll see you soon. Bye!